So this scripture have been, I don't want to say it's been haunting me, but on a level it kind of has. James 4:8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded, right? That's another one. And then 1 Peter 4:8, above all, love each other deeply because love covers over a multitude of sins. And then, of course, this one. Philippians 4:8. Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So, I believe that there is a reason for all of that, for me to be able to consistently see these verses. One, I believe, for a need to want to purify your mind and your hands, and also a need to encompass love. And I feel that we have a tendency of being brought into circumstances due to our environments, work, whatever, and it places us in a situation where we have to decide. And I don't even want to say decide because that seems so finite, but in the sense that we have to make a choice. And I feel like there's levels to this thing called life. And there are choices that have to be made based on a sense of which way do you want to go. I don't feel like you just meet one crossroad. I feel like you meet a multitude of crossroads. But if you stay consistent on your path and your journey, an embodiment of full love, and I'm not talking about love as in a union or love as with a family, but in total, like to infinity and beyond when it comes to love. Love in the sense of what it embodies and what it entails of you. Because when you look at a relationship, either family related, business related, or, and I believe that there's a level of love when it comes to business, or in a union, there are, ding the word that no one ever wants to use, there's sacrifices that are needed from you. But I believe that the more you draw closer to God and the more you are stable within you believing in the creator and you following what you feel, not so much as what you feel is right, but following by you staying on the true path. And what I mean by the true path is that your intentions are pure. You are encompassing love and not just the embodiment of the great details of what love brings and the rewards of what love brings, but you're embodying everything that is love, as in what it entails and what it needs from you. In order to stay in that mindset, in order to consistently keep yourself in that realm, you have to embody a certain high level thinking, a level of peace and purity. And what I mean by that is you got to be mindful of who's chiming in your ear. The other evening, someone whispered in my ear, and I can feel the heat, from someone's breath, but it's almost like I can feel their chi entering my vessel. And I myself know that I need to cleanse my hands. I know that I need to consistently be on top of what I'm listening to. And if I'm listening to anything that's secular, I need to make sure that it's not a daily thing. I need to make sure that it hasn't inhibited me in a way where my mindset is no longer pure. Because like I said to you guys before, like I feel like the garden is within the mind, right? Like you're planting the seeds in the soil, which is your mind. And in order for you to be able to do that, you got to keep your grass cut low. You got to make sure you have great soil. You got to make sure everything that you are implanting within your garden is worth to be grown. That is peaceful, is cleansed, is pure. And you can't think that you can put beautiful, amazing, bountiful seeds into a dirty, dead garden. So in order for you to implant these things, in order for you to prosper and grow great abundance and a great bounty, you have to make sure that your soil is rich. And if it's not rich, then how in the world can you expect anything to grow? So when we go back to these scriptures, all right, Philippians 4:8, finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. Because the attacks start in the mind, because it's your control base. So it's where you are manifesting, where you are procreating with the creator of what you want to see come into your life and what you want for yourself and for whomever is in your camp. Now we go back to James 4:8, draw near to God and he will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Because your heart and your mind is connected, right? When we look at these vessels and we look at these organs, not these vessels, when we look at these organs, because your brain is an organ, your heart is an organ, right? When we look at these things, this is the control base, right? You have your nerve system, everything, cerebral, everything is connected to your mind, right? When we look at the way that it's constructed in the form of a hemisphere, you got the right side and the left side, your nervous system, everything is connected with your brain, right? When we look at the heart, everything that's flowing through your heart, nerves again, that's flowing through this organ, the way it's constructed to me looks like a vault, and it's gorgeous. It's like a beautiful vault lock, like it's gorgeous the way it's constructed and the shape that it's not as even as base as when you look at the mind. Like we can cut it straight down the center, and it would be able to mirror each part. But whereas with the heart, it's a bit of a little bit of abnormality, and it's just beautiful the way it's constructed, and the way that you have this balance of the nerves and the blood and everything that's flowing within that is just amazing how we are constructed as humans. But let me get back to what I was saying. But these two, to me, these are your mind, right? You know how like men say, oh, I was thinking about my other head, but I really feel like that's fine. That I feel like that plays a major part too. But your mind and your heart, to me, is one center. Like it is one piece. Like they are co-creating together. Because when you feel like this lowness or this sadness, you feel it in your heart. When they say this person was heartbroken because of whatever may have occurred, or they say other couples have been together for like lifetimes, they've been together for centuries, like they've been together for decades, and it's like one passes on from heartbreak, from being heartbroken at that individual's not longer with them in their life. And I feel like the heart and the mind works together as co-creators, so if you have your mind as your control base, as your center, that is your control center, that is where everything is operating and functioning. And then the heart is literally the co-pilot. Like it works. So to me, when I think about double-minded, I think, is your heart and your mind co-creating? Are they cohesive with each other? Are they connecting on a level that they should be connecting in order to have balance? I know when we look at the scripture and we say double-minded is because of it could be lack of faith, or you're thinking in a sense of like, I'm a sinner and this is what I want to be and I want to stay in this low vibrating state. But I also feel that without an individual, and I don't want to use this word so frequently, but I want to say individuals only acting in a lower mind state, right? In the lower levels of capacity, which they're only thinking with that other brain. They are locked in when it comes to lust. And if we look at it now, a lot of things online, we'll talk about them being karmics. And I don't want to use that word because I don't feel like it really justifies the level of a person is operating out of. I don't think that the individual is a karmic. I think that they choose to stay in their karma, and they build a home and they build a life in that. But I also feel that that allows them to be double-minded, because the mind is higher up, right? So the mind is your gate, it is your garden, it is your heaven, right? So it's trying to find a way to help you to get to that level, right? Your heart becomes double-minded, becomes double conjointed, becomes congested, becomes full of heart failure, because your mind and your heart are not in one. They're not in essence, they're not in cohesive, they're not in sequence. Because your lower level, which is your sexual organ, which is at the lower function of your body, which is beneath your bowels, beneath the waist, is operating as if it is your control center, which is allowing you to stay in a mindset of only interacting in lust. And then when we say, oh, that individual has demons attached to them, it makes you think about that movie, my ghost, the ghost is my girlfriend, the ghosts of my girlfriends, or something like that, past girlfriends. Because it's like you have to allow yourself to go through it. Like, I feel like even that other movie, I can't think of it right now, with Michael Cera, but it's like you have to find a way to be able to battle through these entities and individuals, because it is past energy that is connecting with you. And I'm not saying that people can't link back up with each other if each individuals are healed, but what I am stating is that I believe that our purpose, in order to get to our divine purpose on this realm, within this realm, is to be able to go through these lessons, these tests. It's like even thinking in school, like you're going for something because it may be hard work, but at the same time it's going to be a great reward at the end. And I feel like peace, I feel like people do not understand how valuable peace is. To have a mind of peace, to not have any chaos attached to you, to not be a chaotic individual, to not have to be a slave to your demons, to not have to be a prisoner to the devil. And I look at it and I say, why does the devil always want these divine relationships? And it makes you think about Adam and Eve. I mean, we can go back, but it's like, of course you want that. Because instead of you having just a half of that soul, you now have a whole of that soul. You now have the purpose. You now can walk into them, walk in their skin, and become them. You could be the male version of them, or you can be the female version of them. It's all about luring them in order to be able to take full ownership of their purpose. Because if an entity was once thriving and living in a higher realm and decided to do what he did in order, or she, whichever energy that they were in, because, you know, angel's supposed to be, you know, a dragoness, but it's like, in order to thrive in that energy and only see that, then you know you want to connect with that again. You know you want that feeling. It's like when the Holy Spirit literally enters into your vessel, that is something you can't explain to another individual, because everybody's energy and everybody's experience with that is different. But you know that feeling of being that close to God, you know that the closer you get to God and the closer that you are seated in your spirituality, that you are connecting with the Creator, and that level, that feeling, that go back to again that encompassing of love. And I'm minusing out the lust. I'm minusing out the sexuality of it and the sexual attraction. I'm talking about love. Even when you're in a dope union and it's not even y'all having a great conversation or a great moment, in that time, it's like you want to encapsulate that. You want to take a snapshot of that. You know, you want to be able to revisit those memories, because in that moment you felt whole. And I think we get caught up in a sense of thinking, oh, I don't need this and I don't need that. I don't need a woman. I don't need a man. I could just do this. I could do this. But we wasn't really designed that way. Because if we look back to Adam and Eve, we were designed to have counterparts. And I think that's one of the trip ups of it all in all, because it's like, it needs to be a division. I need to consistently feed you with distractions, feed you with lust, feed you with all these things, so that you're not tapping into your vessel. You're not tapping into your inner soul. You're not tapping into the three body. You're not tapping into that, so that your heart and your mind is not on the same path. The sexual organs will enjoy the experience once the heart and the mind is intact, once the heart and the mind is connected, once you're able to have that connection with that person. it's gonna, the love making is gonna feel even more divine than what anyone can. It will never compare. You will never be able to replace that experience, because that was built, that was what God wanted. Like, he was a part of it. Like, you were no longer two vessels, like you were three. You were three in one. So I get it. Like, it's complicated out here. It's so much stuff, and it's a lot. I get it. But focus on keeping your heart and your mind intact. Don't pour so much energy into the sexual organs, because to me, I feel like that's a little bit of a reward. It's like I was talking to one of my brothers the other day about this, and he's like, PR porn is everywhere. So it's like you don't have to go and have a subscription anymore. It's everywhere. It's like if I consistently pushing your face that this is what you want, this is what you desire, you will start to believe this is what you want, this is what you desire, even if that's not even what you want or your desire. But then at the same time, what you're seeking and what you want is love. You want a connection. You want somebody to love you at your lowest. You want somebody to love you at your highest. You want somebody to be with you based on the fact of the essence of who you are as an individual, not what they can gain from you, not what they can take from you. I was watching something the other day between two ladies, and it's like the conversation is almost like a battle. You can't fully enjoy the union of a friendship or the union of a connection, because you have to be on Front Street. Then I watch and I speak to other children, because I don't have any, but when I connect with other kids, and it's like they're programmed immediately to have to be able to do that. And to me, it throws me off guard, because I'm like, what is this energy? And I'm like, oh, I know who your parent is. That's why you're acting like this, because you now have to be that way with your parent, which is insane, because they're coming from heaven and they have so much love inside them, but they can't even allow themselves to be able to stay in that energy of being childlike and being loving, because they understand that they have to be on the battle, like literally on the battlefield, even as a child, because their parent has embodied this energy. And almost darn near every adult they encounter embodies this energy of, like, you're not going to say this to me. You're not. Everybody's on this need of, I have to prove myself. I got to let you know that I'm not a punk. I got to let you know that you're not going to get one over me, so I'm going to get over you. You don't even get to enjoy a conversation anymore. Like, what's the point of having a friendship if you can't even allow yourself to really be a friend to somebody? Your guards are up 24/7. It's like people are not even seeing that there's a filter when you don't need the filter. Like, you're missing the experience of life. It's just, it makes me sad. But so I was asking myself the other day, and I was on the train, I was like, why in the world all these kids are always surrounded by me? Everywhere I go, it's just children. They come out of nowhere. It's like floodgates. I sit somewhere, it's like a whole gang of kids. And I'm like, why? But I said, you know what? I'm like, Marque, you got to remember your own energy. Of course, that you would embody younger souls coming towards you. I said, even when I was working at the schools, I was like, it makes sense. Like, I forget sometimes, but I'm like, duh. But the point I'm making here is, make sure that your mind, not make sure, because, your life is your life, your journey is your journey. Find a way to make sure that and I go right back to saying make sure again. Find a way to know that your mind and your heart is literally co-creating together. Like, they are working together in order to embody a dope, amazing, heavenly, on this earth experience for you. Don't allow yourself to be double-minded, where in the sense that your faith is lacking, because in whatever, I'm not telling you who to believe in. All I'm saying to you is allow the scriptures and allow what you feel from within yourself, because I feel like everybody gets so caught up with only this is the way to worship God. This is the way to worship the Creator. You connect with the Creator the way that the Creator and the Holy Spirit has shown you to connect with Him, to connect with God, with the Creator. But do it in a sense where you know that you're connecting only with the one and only highest divineness, one that created this world, this universe, this everything. And not in a sense where you are bowing down to false idols. I know it takes time for your for your rewards to come in, for your cornucopia to arrive, but just be patient. Just be long enduring and be patient and know that it's going to work itself out. I truly, truly, truly believe in you. And you got this, and I love you. Like, to the moon and back. Throughout the whole entire universe. Like, I truly support you, and I know that you can accomplish anything. And I know that this walk and this journey is intense. But I know that you got this and you can do this. Just be mindful of what I said about your mind and your heart acting as one. I mean, even when you look at it and say there is your divinity of feminine and femininity and your divinity of masculinity, because the brain is a little bit more logic, even though that the other hemisphere is more playful and artistic and creative. And the mind is encapsulating of energy of how you feel, what are you feeling at this moment? What is happening around you in empathetic ways? But give yourself grace in all that you do. Don't allow the world to change your concept, but allow your mind to be renewed and transformed. And give yourself patience and grace. And pay attention to how you feel when you're around individuals. Pay attention to your thoughts. And pay attention to how your body responds to touches. And it doesn't have to mean that the way your mother hugs you, how you feel after that, or the way an aunt and an uncle embraces you. Pay attention to that. Don't just assume because they are family that they're not operating out of another environment, another hemisphere, another realm, another energy. And overcome the lust. Like, master that lower realm so that you can enjoy that cornucopia of rewards in the higher realm. I love you. You got this. You are amazing. You are talented. You are beautiful. You are creative. You are strong. There are so many great, amazing things that you are going to do on this planet. You are going to embody and execute every goal and every dream. Because if you first are able to believe it and think of it, then why can you not achieve it? It was given to you for a reason, and you will be able to accomplish all of this. But first, you have to master your lower level. And you have to make sure that your mind and your heart are acting as one. Well, I love you. And I know I've been gone for a while. But I truly love you so much. And I truly believe in you. And you got this, and keep going.